this morning. It's going to be here most of the day. Meteorologist AJ Waterman is here with the first check of the forecast.
Yes, and with wet weather and already saturated ground, even with some dry days, we are expecting potential for flooding this afternoon. The flood watch across the area, and that continues into the overnight hours as well. Could include some rumbles of thunder as well, but there will be slow-moving nature to these downpours, so expect ponding on the roadways if you're driving out later on tonight, and potential for localized flooding.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, if you don't, believe me, just trust me when I tell you, if you do not have to go out, don't. These catch basins are coming right out of the ground. Drive over one of them. All the streets are flooded. Trust me, you gotta trust me. Don't think you're gonna go out and sightsee.
Got that flash flood emergency in Leominster. All that heavy rain has just overwhelmed the streets there and has created really dangerous conditions for drivers as you look at some of that video. Our Brandon Truart is in Leominster with how people are dealing with this and what the situation is out there right now, Brandon.
For our own safety, we've kept at the top of the hill here, just on the border of North Leominster and Leominster, Main Street and Prospect Street, where we can show you what's really fueling a lot of the flooding that we've been seeing in town. Look at this road and these cars making their way through it. This is nothing compared to other parts of town just down the roadway. These cars have been making their way through this. People just trying to find a way home. As police tell us, what they're trying to do is essentially lock down the Main Street area. Let me show you a problem they're worried about with these drivers. This manhole cover has completely washed away. An emergency management crew actually placed a sign there to try to keep drivers around it. But that's the case all the way down this street, where we can see they've closed off this intersection. And if we're able to zoom down the street past the train tracks, down the road about 2 blocks, that is looking more like a lake. You'll see someone standing in there trying to direct cars around it. And we'll show you some video from a little bit earlier as to how hectic this was just about 30 minutes ago or so. We know schools are closed here tomorrow because they're worried about the conditions and flooding, any potential damage here. The mayor, though, has been really talking to us about his concern of people getting out. Here's a little bit more from the mayor here.
It's every part of the city. It's basements, roofs, cars, everywhere. So what I can tell you is there's no reason to go out unless it's an emergency. Stay home. Your car's just going to get flooded out, or you're going to drive into one of these massive catch basins that are coming off the ground because they can't handle the water. And I've been around the city. I can just tell you, I've had to turn around 10 times. There are very few streets that aren't flooded at this particular point, and we're trying to. We've called in every single police, firefighter, everywhere. Our school buildings flooded. Everything's just one big lake.
So again, we have been hearing about sinkholes that are forming. There are manhole covers missing, and people who have been trying to get home have been walking through a lot of this water because they can't get around, and they're having a ride wait for them on the other side. Again, the rain, as you heard Eric mentioning, continuing here. The water continues to pour down this street. This is just one of many on this hill that ultimately makes its way into the downtown area. We're going to stay here and monitor the rest of the damage, continue to get some information. But for now, that's the latest. Live in Leominster, Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
Just to give you a little bird's eye here, the area behind the police station and the parking garage is and has been flooded since about 4:30, trying to get all the cars out of here. And so again, if you don't have to go out, I'm just showing you the Manusnock Brook over here, right inside of Brady's. And this water was a little higher a little while ago. But I've never seen the water like this ever. I just want to give you a little glimpse of things here and show you how serious this is. This water has incredible force, and you can see what's going on here. Up on Exchange Street, where our reservoir is, we call it distributing, that reservoir, we're within say 10 or 15 feet. The dam has eroded on the other side. Can't get too close, but I just want to show you this side right here. This was fence. This is the other side of this river, right behind Tim's Diner, and that roadway and the sidewalks are gone. They just put the sidewalks in. I'll try to zoom in for you. This is how serious it is. And people might be driving around, and there's areas where you think it's just a little bit of water, and it's not. And catch basins are missing off the street. So this is definitely should be taken seriously. And as I said, we're starting to evacuate on Exchange Street right now. We have the assistance of state police, fire departments from all over the state are assisting us. We have help from the Mass Emergency, the Fire Marshal's Office. We have assistance from Mass Dot, and we just got through a briefing down at Emergency Management. And so we have help coming. The governor was on the phone with me not long ago, Lieutenant Governor, and promising us any help.
Just unreal. Route 2 is underwater. A lot of streets, this is very common to see, not only cars underwater, but look at the size of the hole on this street right here. Foundations are buckling on homes from the torrents of water. And take a look at this on your screen. A dumpster literally floating right through a parking lot. WBZ's Brandon Truitt is live for us in Leominster tonight. Brandon, you've been there throughout the evening. I know you've seen a lot. Tell us about what you're seeing.
Yeah, David, just to paint a picture for you, there are evacuations happening, we're told, in every part of this city. Crews have just left in the last 30 seconds or so this trailer park here, and there's still some work happening way down past our vantage point where waters have been rising in every part of this city. Chaos and urgency in Leominster Monday. Heavy rain dousing the already saturated grounds. Drainage systems could not keep up, and that led to immense flooding. Leominster's Mayor Dean Mazzarella saying every first responder in the city was called into work.
We've got rivers, bankings, streams, all overflowing. Downtown is completely flooded. We have areas of town that you just can't get through. Almost every main road is shut down.
The raging water so intense, it washed away manhole covers. Parts of roads, sinkholes are forming in parts of town too. Some residents finding themselves stuck at home due to rising waters in their yard. And evacuations are underway at the Meadowbrook Acres trailer park. Residents tell me a dam gave way and water started rushing into the complex. Kaylee Force came to help her grandmother get out. That is the emotion that is felt in so many parts of this city this evening. We know that buses were brought in to help take these people to a safer place. The governor has put out a statement calling what has happened here heartbreaking, catastrophic floods, as she called them, and she's pledging to help the city any way she can. We know that the schools are closed here tomorrow. The mayor telling me they'll get a better chance to assess the damage here when the sun ultimately rises, David.
17, and you can see this flow all of the way down the road, and you look right here, it almost looks like rapids because 117 has just been torn apart tonight as all of this water really has no place to go. So 117 closed tonight, and throughout this city a number of people got trapped inside their cars. With water rising fast, this driver climbed on the roof of their car, stranded by floodwaters on Route 2.
Oh my, they're submerged.
They were among many unsuspecting drivers caught in torrential rains that quickly filled the highway. All around Leominster, roads quickly became impassable as several inches of rain blanketed the area.
I've been here 30 years and have never seen anything like this.
The normally tranquil Fall Brook broke through its banks, raging down Route 117 and taking part of the roadway with it.
We've been watching the road break off and just travel down the street. There's many, many holes here. You cannot get by here on 117.
This is a finished floor. We had a bedroom down here, kitchen, bathroom.
And along with street flooding, many homeowners are dealing with rising waters in their basements.
It's literally over our fence in the backyard. It's probably about 9 feet of water.
good morning. Let's see, right around 6:48, down on Water Street near the apartments, Waterway Apartments. And just give you a quick update. Right now, Route 2, I just went by Route 2 going eastbound to Boston. Looks like it's backed up from at least Route 12, where Friendly's is. 4 Point, Sheridan, that area. Looks like it's backed up. Coming over the bridge at Baker Cadillac, that is closed. You're going to be detoured. You will not be able to go either side, south or north. You're not going to be able to use that bridge until it's inspected. State police are out here helping with traffic, as well as Leominster Police and Emergency Management. So a lot of detours set up. Pleasant at Pond, not going to be able to get up there. Parts of Exchange Street, not going to be able to get to and from. Trash company is out there. They're going to pick up what they can. If you're using the train, if you're using MDPA and you're using the train, it's starting in Shirley. So if you want to drive to Shirley and take your chances, or east, the train will be running. But west of that, they'll be picking you up by bus. All right, you'll be picking you up by bus if you need to take the train into Boston. But right now, Route 2 eastbound is backed up as far as I could see, past Route 12 in Leominster by Friendly's, that particular area where the 4 Points DoubleTree is, at least that far. So patience. I wish it was that easy, but I'm going to show everybody what's going on here.
How many?
This is at the Tilton Cook building, and just to show you, this is what the damage. This is why. This is not just a rainstorm, and you need a few sump pumps. This is actual. This is a building here on Water Street, and yeah, this is the real deal. This is that building. In fact, I'm not going to get too close, but I'll show you the water going down. Normally, this river, Moose Brook, could easily handle this, go right underneath this building like it's done for 1,000,000 years. This building was put up many years ago. Structurally, you can see right there. You can see where that. Try to get it a little closer. You can see all the way up to the 3rd floor. You can see what's happening. That building is starting to come loose. So this is what we're dealing with today. This is just one of the many situations that we're dealing with today. So this is long term. This is not going to be a send the street sweepers out and everything will be fine in a day when the sun comes out this weekend. We're going to be at this for quite some time now. And yeah, this is one example. This is a 4-story building that goes all the way from Spruce Street to Water Street, called the Tilton Cook building. And this is what's going on. So it's going to take a lot of cooperation, a lot of patience. We know people want to get to work. Our schools are closed. We have a couple of our buildings that are heavily damaged. The other buildings we're using for shelters. And our biggest thing is to make sure everybody's okay. That's our biggest goal right now, is to make sure that everyone's okay. So I want to give you another general illustration of last night. So you see the mark on this car? That's how high the water got. See it? That's how high it got. This is behind JCPenney, and you can see the cars just, they've already towed a bunch of cars out of here. If you can understand the effects of this, and that's all I'm trying to communicate, is this is how severe it was. They clearly didn't know where the road was. That's just another illustration all through Home Depot and the mall here of the magnitude of the water. Towed, I don't know how many cars out of here already, and more tow trucks coming, but they've been here all night.
We're back now with a state of emergency in Massachusetts over catastrophic flash floods. It happened northwest of Boston, where slow-moving thunderstorms brought 9.5 inches of rain, with floods creating sinkholes and damaging homes. More flooding rain is possible tomorrow.
Northeast at this hour, bracing for a new set of storms now from Philadelphia right up through New York and Boston, the I-95 corridor all over again in the next 24 hours. Of course, it all comes after that dangerous flooding from the storms overnight. a flash flooding emergency in Leominster, Massachusetts. Look at that. Roads buckling, cars and trucks buried in rocks and mud.
This is Paula Eben here in the CBS News Boston studio with meteorologist Eric Fisher. What you're looking at is Colburn and Pleasant Streets in Leominster, and you see this massive sinkhole. This is only one that has opened up. As Sky Eye is overhead, you can see the exposed pipes underground. That roadway just completely buckling with the amount of water that fell during the storms last night. Look at that rushing water. And you talk about how costly this is. Governor Healy has been touring through Leominster, all these towns earlier today. She gave a news conference just about a half an hour ago with the mayor and other local officials, and she said she has declared a state of emergency so she can get as many resources as possible to this area. As you say, it's going to take a very long time to fix the infrastructure here, the roadways. She's going to have to ask for some federal assistance, and hopefully that money can be brought to bear to help, pick these people up and fix these situations that obviously local budgets are just not going to be able to handle. And now this is the dam in question. We're going to look at this dam where residents downstream of that are really worried that if it gets compromised, that's going to cause really big problems. And yeah, as local officials look at this, Eric, they just see dollar signs and headaches. And for all these individual people calling insurance agents today, what a nightmare.
I also came across a car dealership, Durand, Cadillac, and GMC. They had a huge sinkhole open up in their parking lot as they are right along the Nashua River. And they were surprised to see 3 Cadillacs just swallowed up by that sinkhole. Even the showroom had some sand and mud inside. I spoke to the sales manager there about what happened.
So you left here last night, you thought you'd be okay.
Yeah, we thought we'd be okay.
And then you come down here and you have 3 brand new Cadillacs sitting in this hole.
Exactly. Yeah, 3 brand new Cadillacs. The value of about $180,000.
Wow.
We don't know how long we're going to leave it like this. Obviously, it's a mess.
Mayor Dean.
Yes.
Your dad called you Dino. You're a kid who grew up here.
That's right, yeah.
This is tough. This is tough for you. I asked you if you had any sleep.
No, but we're working as a team, and that gives you the extra energy to keep going. When we knew when daylight came, it would be worse than we thought last night. It was much worse. As we started to travel around the city, we're still finding things. And it's, in the weather world, an inch or two over 2 or 3 days is like a big event.
A lot of rain.
In 5 hours, you got it.
In 5 hours, we got 9 to 10 inches of rain, and it's just unthinkable.
Mayor, put a number on it for us if you could. How many homes, how many businesses do you think are impacted right now?
Well, obviously we have a list of 50 to 75 houses that need to be pumped out. Okay. But we have 5 to 7 buildings that are uninhabitable, like the one behind us.
These ones
and they've been condemned by the state as well as our local building inspectors. So we'll work with them. But most importantly, we want people to be safe. That's the most important thing.
How about some of those images we see last night, taking people out of nursing homes, people standing on their cars?
They were still towing cars as this afternoon.
Yeah.
And what happened is it was dark. People couldn't see.
Sure.
They couldn't see that the road washed out from underneath them. Next thing, they end up there in this 6-foot dish on the roof, and then on the roof waiting for people to rescue them.
What do you want the people here to know, Mayor? What do you want to say?
That everyone has worked together, and we all appreciate what happened, and we feel horrible about what happened, but we're working together as a team, whether it's the state officials or the state police. All the regional fire departments came together last night to help with banging on doors and removing people from their homes. A real team effort, and now we have a plan for everything. We're at that point where we have a plan for everything.
So you saw the governor was out here. I imagine you've spoken with her. We spoke with her a short time ago. I know we have the Nashua River, which is just down the street, that crested this afternoon. But most of these folks are not in what you'd consider a flood zone. So what do you want the leaders on Beacon Hill and the folks in Washington, D.C. to know about this?
Well, there's only so much a community financially can absorb, and we're going to need that financial assistance.
Sure.
Remember, all of downtown was flooded with 5 to 8 feet of water in every single basement. And those are all businesses we have to get up and running again. The cleanup is enormous. And, luckily we put a plan together for the stabilizing those dams that were
We're actually going to talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
And that's so what you're doing is you're looking forward right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a plan for everything. We're going to execute the plan. We've already got equipment coming in. And again, it's teamwork, working with all different agencies.
Have you ever seen anything like this? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No. I mean, I was a police officer for 10 years. I lived here my whole life. I've been mayor for 30 years. Nothing even close to this.
When you look at it, what does it do?
Well, it breaks your heart to think that this much damage could happen. And, but I want people to know that when they go to sleep at night, they're safe. They're okay, that there's a team of people behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, taking care of the problem. And yes, we had to cancel school one more day, but you see the road conditions. They're detouring people all over. You got big sinkholes. The bridge is still closed. That 26,000 cars a day travel over that bridge.
Over the Nashua River.
Bridge. It's a lot of traffic. We have to make sure that's safe.
Right here on Main Street. All right, Mayor Mazzarella.
Sure.
We know you got a lot of work to do. Thanks for
Mayor.
stopping
I
by.
want to
We
shake your
appreciate
hand.
it.
Thank you so much.
Best wishes.
Yeah.
The good thing is everyone is safe, and we're happy for that. There were a number of rescues that were made. The shelter at Francis Drake School is currently open. There are a few people there. They will be relocated to hotels later in the day. Everyone has returned back to the trailer park where they had to be rescued.
Every corner you turn in Leominster Tuesday, crews are at work trying to put back together roads that buckled or collapsed in Monday's sudden storm. A collapsed drain system and road on this main artery along Washington Street.
The first Boston-bound commuter rail train pulled into Leominster Station with just a few passengers who rode the line from one station up in Fitchburg. This is what the washout under the tracks near Hamilton Street looked like last week, and this is what it looks like now, after crews dumped some 3,000 tons of crushed stone and installed a new drainage pipe.
The biggest challenge was to make sure that we put in a concrete pipe for drainage, because that was important, that we allowed the city of Leominster to have that drain there.
The lights are back on at the Sunset Towers in Leominster, where the electrical system was damaged by the heavy rains. 2 excavators are working to fill in the huge washout that damaged Pleasant Street and a nearby home.
Downtown, this is all the fire departments we called in on mutual aid to help us assist. The water had actually gone on down by this time, and they had brought them back to fire headquarters just to stage them in case we needed them for other places. That's what it looks like inside the Fusion Center at Emergency Management. It's State Police, MEMA, Environmental Police, Police, Fire, DPW, ourselves in the Mayor's Office, Health Department. That's what it looks like inside. And the Governor came out, thank you to the Governor, came out to firsthand see exactly what the damage was. She issued a state of emergency, and so did we. We are sure a proud community, and I want to thank, at the very end of this, thank everyone who could afford anything that sent in for the relief fund, and how generous and kind and caring everybody has been. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You got to show up.